What is up, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube and I'm Cubed, of course. I'm Schmook. It's been a little bit, I hate to say. Last week was just insane for me. This week's been a little crazy too. But yeah, we're back. I wanted to make sure to get one for sure this week, and today worked out a little better. But yeah, I'm excited. I decided, we had Echo, we had What If, we have a Deadpool 3 trailer probably coming out here in a few weeks. So just thought to do this as a video, just to be like, oh, this is what we've been getting recently from the MCU and what's on the horizon. I feel like there's a lot to be hopeful for. There's a lot of news just circling about constantly about the MCU, like who's being casted, what are they changing to different projects, and like are they in a little bit of like, all right, we gotta right the ship. And it seems like I think Echo will be the last of like how the MCU's been previously been doing their TV shows. Like that format will probably be done with, I would expect, because I know with Daredevil Born Again, that's going to feel like a true television show. Where I know with like Echo, Miss Marvel, Hawkeye, basically any MCU show that's come out besides that, well, What If, I feel like that's the most TV show like that we've gotten, but the rest just feel like long movies, and I'd say there's nothing wrong with that. It's just I just don't think they're executing it the way they should be. But Daredevil, I mean, it's gonna feel like how the original one was on Netflix, where it's like, yes, it's like you're watching a long movie, sure. That's how most TV shows are, but this still has like a clear-cut TV show format. Should be more episodes than most. I know it was originally discussed that I was going to have 18 episodes. I kind of doubt that's going to happen, especially since they're just trying to get this out there. But I think they're riding the ship quite a bit with that. Because, again, we're getting Foggy and Karen back. Supposedly, we're going to be getting John Bernthal. And I feel like the show is going to have a little bit of that R-rated feel, like an Echo. And I feel like that's what's going to – and, of course, the original Daredevil show and Punisher. I feel like they have to nail that because, one, you're getting John Bernthal back as Punisher. I feel like he wouldn't come back unless he, one, liked what he was hearing, and two, that it was going to be this more R-rated format. Because, I mean, I don't know how you do the Punisher without that, especially his Punisher. Because he doesn't want to be Disney-fied, Like, I'm sure he doesn't, because, of course, the show he did was really good, and it was brutal. So, and, of course, he wants some of that back. So I'm excited. Who knows when we get that show? But I would guess they're going to start filming, hopefully, by the end of the year. So I'd say 2026, maybe late 2025 is when we should be expecting that. So that's one thing I'm really excited for. But, of course, that's what this video is about. Talk a little bit about what we just have gotten recently from the MCU and what I like and dislike from that, and my concerns for the future, as well as my excitement, because I think there's a lot to be excited about. But based on what we've been getting recently, I'm hoping they're kind of shifting gears a smidge. So if that's an indicator, let's discuss What If a little bit. These are like little precursors to these. So you're going to get like a What If Season 2 and an Echo review, hopefully by next week. I plan on filming them sometime this week, so be on the lookout for that. So basically, I liked both. I did like both. But the problem is, one, What If is just, it's an animated show. It's just fun. I don't know how big it is to the MCU. We'll see, especially if we get like this specific Agent Carter within Secret Wars, which could be cool. I think that would be cool because I like this character. She seems a little OP, but that's okay. And then Echo. So, again, the main difference between these shows is that one's animated clearly and definitely like more kid-friendly. just telling fun stories of what if could have happened within the MCU if it went one way or another, right? Echo is obviously just a clear cut, like this is a story, and it's R-rated, basically, right? It's TVMA. It has some very brutal fight sequences and like just scenes in general, right? And Echo was a show, which of course I'm going to go more in depth with both of these in the reviews, right? But just giving my, what I felt like, what was the taste I consumed from these shows, right? So Echo, I thought we had a very strong first 3 episodes, specifically the first episode. Like with the first episode, I'm like, oh shoot, when is this supposed to get bad? Because I'm enjoying it. And then the same thing happened with episode 2. Then the same thing happened with episode 3. Yes, the return of Ticket or Skip It, Echo and What If, coming soon. It's gonna be good to have those back. I loved doing those back before we were streaming a bit more than just doing like pure reviews. But it's good to have some of those come out every now and again. Also, if you're watching, just say hey in the chat. I want to know who's with us today. Anyway, Echo. So I get through the first 3 episodes. I'm like, damn, this is good. This is good. Like, I love the brutality of it. I'm liking the character of Maya. I'm liking a little bit more of her family backstory. The Kingpin stuff is unreal. And, of course, like, they do hammer a bit of the, like, oh, like, Kingpin is like this monster child, right? Like, he has the mind of, like, a child. And that's a dangerous thing. Howdy, Mark. Good to have you. Good to have you. David, always good to have you too. Did you guys happen to see Echo? I want to know your guys' thoughts. But basically, like, they hammered like a lot of the Kingpin stuff great, right? And then it gets to the 4th episode was like, it was just like, there's nothing super wrong with it. It was starting just like, I wasn't starting to love it. And then like the finale, it's like, it just ends up with being like, oh, it's like, you got to have this like, this ending where this character's in the suit, and then like there wasn't even that good of like a end fight where I was kind of half expecting a little bit of like a CGI mess. What's up, Sci-Fi? Great to have you here. But ultimately, my problem is, one, I'm just getting kind of fed up with like, oh, the characters get their suits at the end, and now they're superheroes, right? Again, it was solid. Like, I agree, David. It was definitely solid. Like a 7 out of 10, I think it's a perfect rating for it. I might be a little lower, like a 6.5 or something like that. But overall, I thought it was an enjoyable show. But again, the last episode was just rough. It was a letdown because it was just like, it's just that repetitive process they've been doing. That's why I kind of like She-Hulk, right? Because she just gets her powers right away, and she's She-Hulk. Sure, she has a costume in the end, but it's not. I don't think it's the same situation as like a Miss Marvel or kind of like Falcon and Winter Soldier or WandaVision, where I think all these endings have just been rough. Like they feel rushed. It's like, oh, these are who these characters are now. It's like, I feel like you can do that like without building up to the last episode, and like you're missing some key components. But again, with Echo, I'm getting sick of the villain losing, you know? Hold on. Let's see. What'd you say, Mark? And that's great. I wonder how that was watching all of Hawkeye and then watching all of Echo. I bet it flowed pretty well. Especially the first episode shows some good Hawkeye scenes and whatnot. But again, I'm getting kind of sick of our villains losing because I'm like, where's the threat, right? Especially if Wilson Fisk is supposed to be this Thanos of the crime world or like the street level MCU, right? That's what they're saying. And of course, I believe that. I think that's what's going to be going on in Spider-Man 4. I think you're going to have Daredevil. The rumor is that's going to be like a Civil War 2 where it's like involving Wilson Fisk, like having like some sort of law against vigilantism. But the villain should not lose all the time. I want there to be stakes, especially Kingpin. Like, imagine if he just murked Maya at the end of this whole show. I mean, obviously, I don't think they would do that. If you see Wilson kill Maya, I don't think he would either. But it's still, I don't know, it's disheartening a little bit because I mean, am I really going to see this Kingpin fight Spider-Man and lose, or and beat Spider-Man even? You know, I think that'd be a problem. That'd be a problem because I don't see much continuity there, which but it is what it is. I know it's been happening a little bit as of late, especially with like King the Conqueror, right? Where it's like almost any time we've seen him, it's like he hasn't won. He hasn't truly won. It's like this is supposed to be your next Thanos level threat, right? And that's how I feel with Kingpin. Like you have Kate Bishop beat him, you have Echo beat him, you have obviously in the first and last season of Daredevil on Netflix, Matt beats him. But I mean, of course, like it was told very well with those shows, right? Where I mean, I love to see where Matt's just beating the absolute shit out of Kingpin in season 3, right? But that whole scene where he's like, "I beat you," like screaming it in his face, and I just think it's great. But I just think that has to do with writing more so than like the show itself, because I think it just would have been done a little. I just think if it was just executed a little better, I think it would be fine. But it's hard to do. It's just like a 5-episode series where with Daredevil, this was starting from the beginning of season 1, and then it ends at with the end of season 3 of Daredevil. I'm like, this is masterful content, right? It was just this long buildup, and to him finally truly beat Fisk is epic, right? But I'm just curious to see where the MCU is taking Fisk's character. Of course, he should be in Daredevil. This all from assumption, but I think he's definitely going to be in Spider-Man 4. Because again, I know Feige was saying how like Daredevil and Spider-Man are going to be the ones leading like the street level stuff going forward. Because he wants to put the MCU into different categories, and like the Avengers films, what brings them all together. We're starting to see that in the Infinity Saga, right? We have the Cosmos, and you have like the Earth level heroes, right? And now we're going to more subsections where we get like the supernatural, we get the mystical arts with like Doctor Strange. With the supernatural, of course, that goes more with like I'd say a Moon Knight, a Blade, eventually, Werewolf by Night. Awesome content right there, right? I'm hoping we get more of that supernatural stuff soon, because I think that's one of the better content post Endgame that we've gotten. I would put Echo into that category too, even a little bit. And then of course I loved Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness, and that of course that's mystical stuff, right? But it's also dealing with the grand scale of what's going to happen with Secret Wars, with incursions, and like how these universes are dying or merging, and one will lose, right? And that's fair, Mark. That's fair. I think it works in terms, of course, you have Fisk in there, and it's good, like laying out some groundwork for Born Again, which could be some scenes within that will potentially involve Daredevil within the during the snap, right? I have a good, because that's when him and Maya interact with each other within the show, right? And I think that would be some definitely some interesting content. Yeah, and it sucks, man. I agree, Sapphire. Because I mean, like Kingpin is one of my favorite fictional characters in the Marvel comics. That's like how he's just such a powerful guy, like physically and in terms of just pure power of like all of his influence, right? Where he'll eventually become mayor of New York, and he has the police in his pockets, like what we see within the old Daredevil show, and what we will be seeing, I believe, truly within the MCU. Yeah, it sucks. Again, I did like his character within this show. I think the ending kind of ruined it a little bit. Yeah, what did you do? Yeah. But again, I thought it was fine. I thought it was fine show. And the dog's barking, so sorry if you guys hear that in the background. But anyway, so Echo, I'm sure we'll see her eventually soon. I don't know when. She might pop up as a good little cameo within Daredevil, potentially Spider-Man. But again, depends how, like, you can't go bigger than No Way. You can go bigger than No Way Home in a different way, which is what I think they're going to do with Spider-Man 4, where it's going to involve a lot of these street-level people and Spider-Man trying to take down Fisk, and there's going to be people that are involved, like siding more with Fisk. Again, like a Civil War 2. But, of course, it's not going to be called Spider-Man Civil War. It could, but I doubt it. So I don't know, Mark, when it comes to the Marvels. I know in the States, I don't know where you're located. I get lost in translation. I know Sci-Fi is in the UK. But if you're in the States, it's supposed to drop on February 8th. That got announced today or yesterday. It's out on like Blu-ray and digital right now to buy or rent, but it'll be on Disney Plus the 8th of February if you're in the States, of course. Will we see Echo if they make another Defenders? I hope not. Or will we see Echo? The thing is, I don't know if they're going to do Defenders. I think they're more leaning toward. Oh, so you're in the States, Mark. Okay, cool. Yeah, February 8th. It came out physically like last week, I believe. So it's coming out soon on Disney Plus, and I think it is worth a watch for sure. I think it's solid. It's just more in that middle ground tier of MCU. You know, it's a fun movie to watch. It's just nothing groundbreaking. They could have went way bigger with it. I think it's hard for them. I know Feige's plan after Endgame was to make like Captain Marvel, Black Panther, Strange, be like some of the big guys within the MCU, right? But so far, I think Strange is the only one really succeeding. It sucks because, of course, Chadwick Boseman died. But I'm hoping we can get a new T'Challa because I think it's very necessary because I think T'Challa is a great character. It sucks that we lost Chadwick, but I think it's okay to recast him. And, of course, with all the multiversal stuff, it's bound to happen, you know, or they just have his son, like, age significantly somehow, some way, and that's the new T'Challa. His name's T'Challa, so he'll just take up the role of Black Panther. Maybe Shuri dies or something. So Defenders, I think, was an okay show. I agree, Sci-Fi. I love what I really liked from the Netflix side of things. I thought the first season of Luke Cage was okay. I love every single season of Daredevil. I think that's one of my favorite shows of all time. Defenders is a good Daredevil season 2 part B, where like he's obviously the main character, but you get Iron Fist, Luke Cage, and Jessica Jones in there. Of course, you're still dealing with the Hand and whatnot. So it's a solid show. It's just not my favorite. But I love the first season of Jessica Jones. And then besides Daredevil, I think that was my favorite piece of the Netflix content. I really enjoyed Punisher. So that's behind the first season of Jessica Jones. And then I didn't really bother with Iron Fist, I hate to say. So I can't really speak on that. But I enjoyed him in the show. I liked him and Luke Cage's relationship. But again, like compared to most of the stuff we've been getting on the Disney Plus side of things, it's not top tier content. You know, like the Netflix stuff was great. Like compared to most of the stuff we've been getting, like I feel like I haven't seen Iron Fist, but I'm very curious for those who have seen Echo and seen Iron Fist, which one they enjoy more. But they made a season 2, huh? Okay. I didn't know that. I just know I think they made at least 2 or 3 seasons of Jones, for sure 2 seasons of Cage, 1 Defenders, and 3 Daredevils, and 2 Punisher seasons. I might have to sit back and rewatch all these here pretty soon, but we'll see. For sure, Daredevil is. I'm planning a rewatch of that here in the near future. Me and my girlfriend are going to try to get through The Walking Dead first. Then I'll let her pick a show, and then my ultimate goal is to probably watch all Daredevil before Born Again comes out. So we got time. We got time. All right, David. I mean, that's awesome. That's awesome. Again, like, I haven't seen Iron Fist, but I mean, I'll take your word for it. I'll take Harris's word for it that season 2 is actually pretty solid. So fair enough. And I like the character. Oh yeah, trust me. The Walking Dead episodes of this show are gonna slap because besides Marvel, The Walking Dead is some of my favorite stuff out there, especially the show. And we're getting close. We're about halfway through season 10. So we're almost done with the main show, and then we're going to watch Dead City and Daryl Dixon. She's away on vacation right now, so we're kind of taking a little hiatus from that. But I'm hoping to get all that done by Rick Grimes, and also, of course, get some good content to you guys here on M Cubed. I mean, I'm still deciding how I want to approach The Walking Dead, where if like each stream we do just to go in depth on each season, which there's not enough time for that. So I'd probably do 3 seasons at a time to have like a. I'm probably not including The World Beyond or Fear the Walking Dead. I might do like a quick talk on them, because I feel like with Fear the Walking Dead, you're just gonna have some of those characters show up within like whatever, like they're going to do some final season which connects everything, I feel, and I feel like that's going to happen eventually after, because I think they're doing a Daryl season 2. I think they're doing a Dead City season.
Technical difficulties. Wait, we can hear you.
Oh, we're good?
Can y'all hear him? Anybody hear Schmook? How are we, y'all?
Are we good? Yes? No? I don't know. That was weird. I'm sorry, guys. I think I'm good. All right. Awesome.
Hey, okay, we're good.
Beautiful. Sorry about that, guys. Yeah, I think it was just my girlfriend trying to FaceTime me, and it kind of like did some weird shit, but I'll have to call her back. But anyway, where was I? Talking about The Walking Dead, right? So Fear the Walking Dead and The World Beyond. I'll probably do some quick thing. Probably, I don't think I'll do a full stream on that, but probably I'll talk about like the end of the Whisper War. Like, so that's season 8. Like do like a season 7 and 8 video, and then at the end of that, talk a little bit about Fear the Walking Dead and World Beyond. I'll probably talk a little bit about World Beyond after the discussing the Rick final episode, I would say, which is in season 9. Then Fear the Walking Dead I'll discuss after season 8 with the Whisper War. That's when you lose Dwight and Morgan, and they go over to that show. So I'll discuss it a little bit, but not too much. It's just like I don't love either of those shows, but I think there's some really good content within it. But I'm gonna talk about the Daryl show and Negan and Maggie show because I haven't seen those. I've been waiting until my girlfriend's all uh, until my girlfriend's caught up too, so that we can experience those together. And I'm excited for that. Uh, but anyway, but I know there's like the big news shows, and of course those are characters that we've been following for a while. Uh, well, it sucks, man. It sucks that you stopped watching when they introduced Negan. I think the episode that he comes in is one of the best the show ever did. And of course, season 7 drags a little bit, but has some really good content in there. 8 is kind of the same way, but I think the highs of season 8 are way better than the highs of season 7 outside of that Negan introduction episode, because I think that's, again, one of the best episodes the show has ever done. Ooh, she's so close, David. Wow. Yes, yes. 11, I think, is really good. Like seasons 9, 10, and 11, I think are great. I think it kind of goes back to how The Walking Dead used to be. Yes, you lose Rick Grimes, which sucks, but I still think the content and storytelling is great. They also go away from film, and they start to film it on digital cameras. So like it starts to look a little more crisper too, even though like I like the I do like the graininess of the first 8 seasons, but it's still great. I mean that's fair because that's a great question, sci-fi, because at the point of season 9, after Rick's gone, Judah's like probably like 10 years old, so it's like the apocalypse has been going on for 10 years. So it's interesting. Of course, there's always like there's fresh walkers, but like new people die every day. But yeah, who knows? It's a great point. That's a great point. But yeah, we'll talk about it a little bit. But yeah, I think I'm gonna go like probably 3 seasons at a time. I think that works out best to an extent. I'll probably do seasons 1 and 2 as its own thing, and then 3, 4, 5. Or like 5.5. I don't know. I'll figure it out. I had to figure it out because I want it to be like because there's certain arcs within the story, right? Where it's like I don't want to talk about season 7. I'll probably do it like in halves a little bit because with the introduction to like saviors and to the end of the war with the saviors, I think that's where I would stop it, and then like do seasons 9 and 10, and then have 11 be its own thing. Because like there's like the prison arc, there's like them like being fresh to the world. There's just so much. So I think that's how I would break it up, not purely just seasons as a whole, but like arcs. So I'm excited for that. Yeah, CDC and Farm I think can be in one video. I would say, or that works too. I kind of like it like that. Yeah, Alexandria, like the introduction to Alexandria, and then saving it, and then you get introduced to the saviors, and so we'll do the savior arc, and then the whisperer arc, and then the Commonwealth arc. So I think that's how it'll be. So, and I think that would equal out to being able to be ready right before the Rick Grimes show. So I'm excited because again, this is some of my favorite content. So. But we can get past The Walking Dead. That's a little bit of just plugging in what's coming in the future. So I think, again, we're going to have these ticket or skip it's on Echo and What If. And that we might take a little pause on the MCU, except I know for a fact I'm going to want to talk a good bit about this Deadpool 3 trailer that we're most definitely getting during the Super Bowl. So we'll see if that... if with that episode of of CAW, I think we will maybe just talk Deadpool, but then we'll just do Walking Dead after that. So I think that's the plan of action. I'm gonna take a little drink real quick. Lovely. Yeah, I mean, fair enough, Mark. I mean, I get it. Like Abe and Glenn were some of the best characters in the show, but it's necessary for other characters to grow, become better characters, like Maggie, for example. The Guilt of Daryl. Yeah, product placement. Yeah, QT does not sponsor M Cubed, but we'll get them. We'll call them up. We'll see if we can get some sponsorship. And I agree, David. I think that would like that. That moment with Sophia in the barn is a true turning point with all the characters' psyches and like how they have to understand that this world is not forgiving. So yeah, I agree. That's where I fell in love with the show too. But I was in love from the first episode. Like I think the first episode is one of the best pilots ever. Uh, truly brings you into that world and fall in love with the main character of Rick Grimes. Excuse me. All right, we're all caught up on the chat. So I'm gonna ask you guys a question for whoever's in here. What project besides a future Avengers movie are we most excited for? And also, what Harris is saying while I wait for you guys to type in what you're most excited for, we have some. Yeah, I think we're gonna have some Ticket or Skip It's coming back, and they're gonna be prosperous. They're on the horizon. Because yes, we're getting an Avatar show in the near future, which I'm excited. The live action one, and that comes out right around the Rick Grimes show. We're gonna get Fallout here soon, so we're gonna have a lot to talk about. I'm excited. I'm excited. Let's see. I just don't. I mean, I kind of see what you're saying, Mark. I think there's enough good stuff with the characters as a whole where I'm able to watch it. But yes, there's like season 7 and 8. I understand that the most where there's like elite episodes in there, but it's not the best like season at all, or those seasons aren't great. But like, there's a lot of great character stuff in there, like the neuterization of Rick Grimes in season 7 and him coming back to true form, uh, and then the
Nope, but we can't hear you yet. I was hoping doing that might do something. No, we can't hear you. Can you hear me? Um, maybe try backing out and come back in real fast. Y'all let us know when it comes back. Heyo, I think we can hear you.
we're good.
Sounds like it. I can hear him. Can y'all hear him?
If you can hear me, I think we're all right.
Yeah. Do you want to
Okay.
go ahead and keep going?
Yeah, we're good. Sorry,
Yeah.
I'm getting phone calls. It's my B. But anyway, let's talk about the future of the MCU real quick. Now I'm gonna have to call it quits. Gotta make dinner. But anyway, so what are we most excited for, guys? I have not seen one. I asked you guys an important question. I want to know. I want to know. Uh, senior popular? No, it was just my dad, and my girlfriend. I don't know if that's calling myself popular over here, but anyway. Yes, but we have a lot of good content on the horizon, which is great. Yeah, excited for Dune 2. I agree. Fallout, I think it's gonna be excellent. And oh, you're excited for Halo. I was covering Halo, but I kind of stopped because I was not enjoying it at all. But I'm hearing they're going bigger and badder with it, so who knows? It could be better. We'll see. Uh, but MCU guys, that's what this video is about. You know. Uh, I know for me, I like so not counting the Avengers movies because I think those are the obviously what you are waiting for. That's the reason for all this build up is to have that finale to the multiversal saga. Oh, sci-fi! I know Rebel Moon Part 2. I think it's gonna kick ass. I'm excited. I want that director's cut because I need that hard R. So I think that's what it was missing. I think it could have been a much better movie. Would have felt more Seven Samurai. I love those elements from it. That's been like what I've been trying to pitch as a Star Wars film for a while, but it's like I was watching it, but obviously without the Star Wars title card, right? But yeah, I'm excited for Rebel Moon. I like that we don't have to wait super long. Yeah, I think 2024, there's a lot of good content coming out this year because I think 2023 was not the best. I like that the MCU is taking a little bit of a pause outside of Deadpool 3, which is, I think, it's going to be nice. It's going to give them like a chance to relax, focus on your content, and make some good stuff, right? And I think Deadpool 3 is going to be living proof of that. You want a Daredevil and Blade crossover? Yeah, that'd be dope. That'd be so dope. I think it's doable because, of course, we're going to get Midnight Suns, I think, in the near future. I think they're building up to that in some way, shape, or form with like Werewolf by Night, Blade, eventually Ghost Rider, Punisher being in Daredevil. So yeah, I think there's a good chance of Blade and Daredevil having an interaction together. So I'm excited for that. Uh, oh yeah, I forgot we are getting Agatha this year, huh? And of course, What If season 3, which I'm excited for. Because again, I really like season 2 of What If. It's just different, but it shows some good stuff. Like what could have been, and I like that. Uh, I still think if the Avengers assembled in the 1600s, still some of the better content we've gotten. I'm very curious if Ironheart even truly comes out. We'll see. Uh, it probably will, but I'm kind of feeling they might just shelve it because you can't just have that situation of just dumping content and not really caring that much about it. Kind of like what I feel like Echo was. And yes, Harris, I did see these photos, and I'm kind of excited. I was not expecting to see Sam Wilson's Captain America, and he looks good in animation. Yeah, I think season 3 should be good. Agatha, I'm curious about, but I think they have a lot of faith in it, so I'm hoping it brings back the Scarlet Witch, and of course has that mystical side to the MCU, which I have been enjoying for the most part with the new stuff. Harris should be Ghost Rider. Yeah, he kind of looks like him, doesn't he? My choice is still Norman Reedus, but of course the schedule's pretty jam packed with The Walking Dead, so I don't really see it happening. I'd say we should get a complete confirmation of who the Fantastic Four cast is this year. We'll see. I mean, it's supposed to start filming in the later half of this year, so we'll definitely be knowing who's playing our Fantastic Four. But I think basically what's rumored right now is pretty locked in. I think it's definitely going to be Pedro as Reed Richards. I think it's going to be what's her face, Vanessa Kirby as Sue, and I can't remember the other guys' names, but I think they're pretty locked in as Ben and Johnny. Yeah, I mean, hey, I'm not against getting some new faces like yourself to be in the MCU. It's been working well for the actress who plays Miss Marvel. I like her a lot, and she's not in anything else. So sometimes you got to find some good people, new faces. I'm a fan. I'm a fan. I'd like to see you in it. That'd be cool. I'd be like, hey, I know Johnny. I know Johnny Blaze in the MCU. That'd be cool. So look for those auditions, Harris. You don't have to actually ride a motorcycle, man. Come on now. It's all gonna be like a green screen. You just have to sit on it, dog. Anyway, so I guess before I cut the stream, because I need to start making dinner and call back these people. But in terms of my excitement, so with the MCU as a whole, I think them taking this hiatus, they're able to really truly focus on what projects. So like with the movies coming out, like we're gonna have like I think three movies coming out in 2025. I know that they've pushed a lot of them back, doing a lot more reshoots, and so like Captain America, I have a lot more faith in because apparently Red Hulk was not supposed to be in it. Now he is, which I'm excited. I think Thunderbolts has a lot of potential with Sentry and like them supposedly going to the Celestial that's in the ocean to get adamantium, which is cool. There's obviously some lead into our MCU Wolverine potentially. Uh, and I think both of these could easily lead into a World War Hulk film if you're involving Thaddeus Ross quite a bit, Mr. Thunderbolt himself, and the Red Hulk, Harrison Ford. Come on. I think we're going to get a lot of Hulk stuff like She Hulk, Bruce, Scar. Uh, I think it's cool. Of course, like Super Soldier Serum stuff. That's how we're probably gonna get our Sentry. Uh, yeah, no. The second I see Harrison Ford turn to Red Hulk, my jaw is gonna be on the floor of that movie theater, guys. I'm so amped for that. So I'm really excited for the new Captain America. I wasn't really that excited for it before, but I'm it's growing on me because again, that's the thing. Like they're starting to build hype by deciding to take their time and put in the good shit that we as nerds want to see, and still try to make a good movie in the process. You know. Of course, Spider-Man 4 will probably start filming by the end of this year or beginning of next year. I would assume it probably come out in 2026. And of course, probably some point next year, we will get the filming of Avengers. And yeah, we got some good stuff. But the projects I'm most excited for that are not named Avengers are the Doctor Strange 3. I think that's going to happen soon where him and Clea are going to be trying to stop these incursions. It'll probably be a little bit more of Multiverse of Madness than Multiverse of Madness, which I'm excited for. Deadpool 3, obviously, because that's coming up real soon. I'm excited to see my boy Hugh and Ryan Reynolds as Wade and Logan. Two of the best casted actors for these roles or for a superhero role ever. And then Spider-Man. From what I'm hearing about Spider-Man, sounds really cool. Of course, it's hard to go bigger than bringing Andrew and Toby back, but I think like the idea of like taking on Fisk and having Daredevil in there, have Tom truly becomes the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. I think that's all sounds so great to me. And of course, that's fine because guess what? We're gonna get Secret Wars in the near future. That's where Tom's gonna get the symbiote suit. We'll have Toby's potentially leading this multiversal Avengers with Hugh and Hugh and Ryan Reynolds. So with Wolverine and Deadpool, which I think sounds unbelievable. That's like the current rumor right now is that it's going to be Deadpool, Wolverine, and Spider-Man, Toby's Spider-Man, leading this multiversal Avengers team. And I'm sure they'll probably put RDJ as Iron Man to lead in there too, along Chris Evans, Captain America. And that being like the team that you like assembles everyone around the multiverse to take on Kang or Doctor Doom or whoever. Amped. Unbelievably amped for that. And yeah. It sucks that we have a lot of waiting time until we get a lot of these projects. But again, we're gonna get our first taste of some truly good MCU content with this Deadpool 3 trailer that's coming out soon. And it's been something I've been waiting for because I mean I've enjoyed the mass majority of projects post Endgame. I really have enjoyed them. But again, nothing besides No Way Home has been like, wow, this is like Endgame level content. I mean, I think Multiverse of Madness and Shang-Chi are some of the better movies within the MCU, but we haven't hit like peak MCU in a long time, like a No Way Home. Let's see, where are you guys at? When are we getting the Spectacular Spider-Man? I don't know what you mean by that. Is that Little Puppy? That's Oscar. That's Oscar. Yeah. Yeah, but I don't know what you mean by Spectacular Spider-Man, but I mean, like the Disney Plus show is great. Maybe, hopefully, eventually we get that renewed on Disney Plus. I think that'd be a huge hit, just like what they're doing with X-Men '97. If they did that with Spectacular Spider-Man and make a third season, people would eat that shit up. I know I would, because I love that show. Love that show. Yeah. Well, all right, guys. I think that's gonna do it. I hate to say it, but I don't think there's gonna be a Zomboys stream this week. Maybe Friday. Once I'm done filming these reviews, there might be a chance. At the very least, I might do a solo the Zomboys stream where I play some zombies because me and my boys have been all over that lately, and you know I'm in that zombies mindset with The Walking Dead, watching that currently. Uh, with Rick Grimes on the horizon. So I think that could be a fun stream where we just talk, you know, The Walking Dead a little bit, talk video games, talk whatever, you know, because I mean, you know, I know a lot of this nerd shit, you know, so I'm excited to talk about whatever, anytime, anywhere. Uh, but yeah, guys, I think this was a great stream. Had a lot of you guys chit chatting, and it's always good to have that community feel And that's what I love about this channel. Like, I want this community to grow significantly, so we can have a lot of newfound friendship, and just to talk about these things in this tiny blue planet that we live on that make us nerd out, and just to talk about and grow with one another and enjoy each other's company. So it's great. But may the Schwartz be with you always. I agree. Great movie. Damn, I need to watch that soon. That made me want to watch that. But all right, guys. This might be again. We're gonna have a Deadpool stream, probably the day after Super Bowl. Uh, that'll probably be the last talk about MCU for a little while, until we get a little bit more news. Of course, I think I'm gonna try to incorporate like news of some sort at the beginning of each stream, and by doing that, it's so we can stay up to date with what's going on. Oscar, that was a big jump, but that's how we can stay up to date about all that's going on. But all right, guys, I think that's gonna do it. Love chatting with y'all. Of course, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button, and I will catch y'all very soon. Bye bye.